state is looking for a final order, finalizing that temporary order that was done in October. Um, so first, state is asking the court to keep that finding that Mr. Foley is the father of the child Atlas. Um, State asks the court to resolve the custody and geographic restriction disputes. Right now, Ms. Brown is joint conservator primary of Atlas, with the right to maintain the child's primary residence in Bell or any contiguous county until final hearing. Um, State asks the court to resolve the visitation. Right now, there's a standard possession order with Mr. Foley having some electronic communication at 6 p.m. Central Time every Sunday, that he does not already have possession of the child for up to 30 minutes. And standard possession order, if I check, the drop-offs and pickups exchanges are at Miss Brown's residence. Um, State understands the court did no non-disclosure in the temporary order, so the state asks the court to continue that unless something has happened since. Hopefully not. Um, the court ordered app close, Your Honor, and so I ask the court to keep that in there if you wish. State doesn't have any interest in that. As for the money, state understands that Mr. Foley has applied for Champ VA for health and dental insurance for Atlas. The state received from Mr. Foley some pages detailing that he has applied. It could take some time, up to 2 weeks, I think. And it costs him $0 for each health and dental. So regardless of who gets custody here, um, I would like that to continue in this final order. As for current child support, the temporary order ordered $1,144.32 each month, beginning November 1st, 2025. And, Your Honor,
1,000 what?
$1,144.32.
Okay.
And, Your Honor, so Mr. Foley was ordered in our last reset order to comply with our discovery on or before January 9th of this year. He sent me 4 pay stubs and his VA disability letter this Sunday, but I've reviewed it and state's fine. I have determined, Your Honor, that based off of those, the current child support calculated based off of them would only be about $40 more, $41 more. So the state asked the court to continue that temporary child support as the final child support. And the state is ready to offer those documents into evidence when that time comes. And state understands Ms. Brown is fine with that child support amount too. State asks the court to resolve court costs. And, Your Honor, if you do make Mr. Foley custodial parent in order to support against Ms. Brown, state understands Ms. Brown works at a place called the Capital Pain Institute, where she works 28 hours a week for $21.50 an hour. Based off that, Your Honor, state calculates current child support to be $456 per month. And that would probably be good to start that February 1st if you do order her to pay support. I will ask, Your Honor, why she isn't working 40, but I do believe she is working what she said, about 28 hours a week. But I will ask about the 40, and I've already calculated it based off of 40 as well. And the state understands that neither Ms. Brown nor the state are asking for any retroactive child support or any of the other retroactives. So none of those. I don't know who these other witnesses are, Your Honor, but I'm not likely to ask almost any questions to them, assuming they don't have anything to do with their finances. That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Foley,
Yes,
what
sir.
are you asking for today, sir?
Today I'm coming to the court, Your Honor, asking for custody of my son.
All right, anything else in particular, sir?
And just custody of my son, custodial parent.
All right, thank you. Ms. Brown, I know you, again, is there anything else specifically you're asking for other than that you be named the conservator with the right to decide domicile?
No, sir, I'm not. Just
All right,
for my
good.
son to remain with me.
All right, and you're okay with everything else the state's requested?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's staying with you, Mr. Foley, correct?
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
saying
Okay, the information the state gave, that's what y'all both are requesting, correct?
Hmm.
All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and let the state call you both as individual witnesses, and we'll get started. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls Lanisha Brown. What is your full name?
Lanisha Vernice Marie Brown.
And what is the full name of the child in this case?
Atlas McKinley Foley.
When was Atlas born?
September 17, 2020.
So how old is he?
He's 5.
All right. So to begin with, where do you work?
I work at Capital Pain Institute.
And how many hours a week do you work there?
I make like 28. I work 8 to 5, sometimes 8 to 4. On Fridays, I work 8 to 12. Every Friday, I work 8 to 12. So it's not exactly 40 hours a week, but I also get paid mileage because I was hired on as float. So wherever they need me around like Austin, I will go and work there.
So just so that I understand, you currently work 28. So
My mileage, yes. So roughly without mileage, let's just say they don't need me to go to Austin, and I stay in Killeen because my main clinic is Killeen because I live in Killeen. Yeah, it's like the clinic is 7 minutes away. So if they don't need me, then I stay in Killeen. My checks probably run maybe about to 1,200. If I have to travel throughout the week and drive to Austin, then my checks roughly are about like 15, 16.
and how much do you make per hour?
2150.
All right. And do you are you so who currently has Atlas right now?
He stays with me.
And so how long have you had Atlas now?
I would say a year and a half now, since I got him back from his dad.
All right. So a year and a half.
Kind of, he's been on and off between us because in 2023 and before 2023, me and Mr. Foley were on and off relationship wise. I would go back and forth to Houston. So 2023 is when I finally left, and I've been in Killeen since then. Atlas will go back and forth with Mr. Foley because I was in school.
All right.
My
So
support,
just
yeah,
before we get too much into a story here,
okay,
um, so a year and a half ago, y'all were um exchanging the child essentially.
yes, correct.
So when did you two no longer live in the same household together?
About 20, I would say January of 2023.
Are you asking for any retroactive child support today?
No,
Is anyone forcing or coercing you or making a verbal promise in exchange for you not asking this?
no, sir.
And so, you have access to an automobile?
Yes,
And what city do you live in?
I live in Killeen, Texas.
And are you fine with the court continuing the no non-disclosure, keeping your information in the order?
Um, it's fine. You can disclose that information.
Do you have any safety concerns with Mr. Foley?
Just the environment that he's around. That's it.
What do you mean by environment?
Um, his family. Um, just not.
So I
Yeah.
guess first of all, when you mean by family, what in particular members are we talking about?
Uh, Mom, cousins. Um, yeah, his mom, cousins, just the family.
I mean, have there been any like physical abuse, verbal threats between you and them?
No, not at all. Not with his family.
And where does he live? What city does he live in?
Uh, I think in Houston, Texas.
And are you okay with the health and dental insurance being through his Champ VA?
Yes.
When's the last time he has visited with the child? Physically visited?
Uh, October of last year, Atlas had a football game down there, and he spent the night with him for one night because we were down there for one night, and then he had school on Monday. So since then, he hasn't seen him.
So how did that visit go?
It went really good. We communicated and no problems.
All right. And so as I've said earlier, Dad has some electronic communication set aside. When's the last time he's exercised that?
I make sure Atlas talks to him if every day. Atlas, for him to be 5, he's very vocal. If he does not want to speak or talk to someone or his dad, I do let him know, hey, call your dad, see how he's doing, ask him how his day goes. And Atlas is like, they talk for about 5-10 minutes. And then Atlas is like, okay, dad, I have to go. Or his dad says he's busy or something. And then I try to make sure if he doesn't go to sleep early that he say his goodnight prayers with him.
All right. Um, so how many of those witnesses that have judges already sworn in, how many of those are yours?
Just one. My mom is actually in the waiting room right now. But just one, Tiara Brown. That's my sister.
Your Honor, did you want to enter in or?
Yeah, I want to go ahead and finish with the witness before I let the next person in. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. Um, how many children besides that list do you have?
One on the way.
And just to make sure, is that child Mr. Foley's?
No, sir.
And when's the due date for this other child?
May 4th.
Pass the witness.
All right, then, Mr. Foley, are you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Foley, you're technically your own legal rep. So at this time, do you have any specific questions for Ms. Brown? And you need to run those through me. I don't let I know you're not a lawyer, so I need to see whether or not the questions are relevant and are proper for the this hearing. So at this time, do you have any questions of Ms. Brown?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead and let the state call your next witness, but let me go ahead and let the person in on the Samsung device in. So let understand that maybe that's your mother, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I just let someone in who's on a Samsung device. Could you turn your video and unmute yourself and identify yourself? I understand Ms. Brown thinks is saying that you are her mother. So If you're having trouble finding on the, yeah, there you go. All right, ma'am. Okay. Can you tap the screen and unmute yourself? If you're having trouble, you can bring up your keypad and hit *6, and that will unmute also.
Hello, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Please
Thank you.
identify yourself, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you give me your full name, please?
Oh, my full name is Lawanda Mayoshi Yumiki Fellows.
Okay, we're just going to give you your first and last names then. We're not going to type all that one out.
Lawanda Fellows.
All right, then. Mr. Welch, could you go ahead and change your name? Ms.
Yes,
Fellows,
Your Honor.
please raise your right hand, ma'am. Ma'am, do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Fellows, the court has invoked what's called the rule. The rule is that witnesses are not allowed to sit in the main room while everybody else is giving testimony, either witnesses or main parties. That's to make sure the information that's received by the court is true and correct and not something that they might have picked up or think they might need to say based on the testimony that they hear while they're in the courtroom. It's the standard procedure in any and all cases for this type of thing. Like I say, the witnesses are just not allowed to be in at the same time. So at this time, I'm going to put you in a breakout room. I'm going to put you in breakout room number 9. We know you're in there. We can see you in there, and hopefully we'll get you out to testify as soon as possible. And once you're through testifying, you can stay in the courtroom if you wish, or you can leave the Zoom hearing altogether. But for right now, ma'am, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put you in room number 9. And,
Your Honor, before you move her, if she could spell out her name, because I don't, it probably wouldn't be good for me to try to do it myself.
Okay, ma'am.
LaWandafellowS.
WS. All right. So it's all right. Lawanda Fellows.
Fellows, yes. F as in Frank.
Fellows. All right.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Fellows, you should get that invite. You can move over. Thank you. All right, then, Mr. Welch, you may go ahead and call your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. State calls Brian Foley. What is your full name?
Brian Darnell Foley.
All right. So this is a good time, Your Honor. State offers what is marked as State's Exhibit A, his pay stubs that he sent me.
All right. All right. Mr. Foley, Ms. Brown, this is State's Exhibit A. This is the information that Mr. Foley tendered to the state concerning his financial information as far as income is concerned. Is there any legal reason why this should not come in evidence at this time, Ms. Brown?
No.
All right, and Mr. Foley, any reason? This is your information. You're asking the court to have it admitted, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Exhibit A is admitted. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And state now offers State's Exhibit B, Mr. Foley's VA disability letter.
All right. Mr. Foley, obviously, and Ms. Brown, this is B. This is what the state alleges it is. It's your VA disability letter. Any objection to this one, Ms. Brown?
No, sir.
Mr. Foley?
No, sir.
All right, please admit it. You may proceed, Mr. Welch.
Thank you, Your Honor. So what health insurance is the child currently on? Or at least you're trying to put the child on?
Excuse me.
What health insurance are you trying to put the child on?
Just check VA. I don't know what all it entails through that. I just when I went to the VA, they told me exactly how to fill out the form. I filled it out, and I'm just waiting for whatever needs to go next for me to finish off the process.
All right. And same answer as for dental?
Yes, sir.
And do you know if it costs you anything for either of those?
No, sir. It doesn't cost me anything.
All right. So let's talk about visitation. When's the last time you have physically visited with the child?
October 18th, 2025.
All right. And how did that go? Briefly.
I basically got to see him. He had a football game down here. I met with his mom at the football game. He got to leave with me, and he spent the night with me, and he returned with his mom that Sunday.
And when's the last time you've exercised your electronic communication with Atlas?
Uh, Today.
And how often do you call him or electronically communicate with him?
Uh, about 3 times a week.
So is it accurate what mom said that she currently has the child?
No, sir.
So who has the child then right now, sir?
You said who has the child right now?
Yeah.
She does.
All right. And how long has she had Atlas?
She's had him now for about a year and a half.
All right. And then before that year and a half, what has been going on?
He's been staying with me primarily. He would go with her to visit. He stayed with me primarily. Before that, she was actually living with me. Uh, he basically his primary living has always been in Houston.
All right. And then so when did you and Miss Brown no longer live in the same household together?
I don't know the exact year, but I know it was January, probably about 2 to 3 years ago.
And sir, just to let you know, Ms. Brown testified that it was January 2023. So is that roughly accurate?
Yeah, that's roughly accurate.
Um, what city do you live in now?
Houston, Texas.
And how long have you lived there?
I've lived here majority of my life.
And do you have any safety concerns with Miss Brown?
Uh, Not safety concerns. I'm more concerned of there's always being a parent involved with things that's going on with our son.
All right. So, um, are you fine with like in the last order, your information being in the order, like your email, phone number, things like that?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Um, so what do you mean by needing to be a parent always there?
Like she briefly stated that she works in Austin, but she also lives in Killeen. I know my son has school and things as such as football practice when the season does start and things like that, which leaves him being someone else's priority. Him living with me, my son has always been my first priority, and that's just my biggest thing. Other people happen to tend to him when he has an able father that has been doing it before.
All right. We got it, sir. Do you have access to a automobile?
Yes, sir.
And have you set up the app close app?
Yes, sir.
So all the other witnesses besides Miss Fellows are yours?
Uh, Latricia, Yolanda, Corby, and LaMonica Love are all witnesses of mine.
Wait. Luanda Fellows is Miss Brown's mother.
Yes. It should. I don't know. I don't think. Oh well, she probably didn't join. I don't know if she's in there. So
She just joined
no, no,
now.
no, 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 no. That's LaWanda Fellows. I was saying Yolanda but if
Oh,
she's not
no,
present. She didn't join today, which
no.
is
So,
fine.
and do you understand that the court limited you both to only four each during
Yeah.
our pretrial last time?
Yes, sir.
Um, Pass a witness.
All right, sir. What do you do for a living? What kind of job do you have, sir?
I'm a CNA, part-time CNA.
All right, and do you have a specific facility that you work at, or do you are you freelancing a little bit for some like Miss Brown?
No, I actually I work for an actual company. I just go to the patient's house.
Okay. All right, so you're at home. You're at home CNA. All right, thanks.
Yes.
And how long you been doing that?
For doing this job or just CNA work, period.
Doing CNA work, period.
For about 10 plus years.
All right, and how long you been on at this position?
Probably about 5 to 6, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions of this witness, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
All
Oh,
right.
actually, I apologize, Your Honor. I just forgot to ask him about how many children he has besides Atlas.
All right. Thank you.
Um, Mr. Foley, how many children besides Atlas do you have?
None.
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Brown, do you have any questions of the witness at this time?
I don't think so. No, sir.
All right. Mr. Foley, I got a couple of questions here, sir. Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
understand that I set up a temporary order for you and Ms. Brown in the fall of last year. And in that temporary order, you were allowed to have court order visitation where you were supposed to pick the child up in mom's residence and return. And that included the week of Thanksgiving and the 1 week of Christmas. Is there a reason you didn't exercise those live visits, sir?
I actually just got a new car this year that just passed, and my license plate hadn't came in. I had bought the car cash, so I didn't have any license plates, waiting on my license plates to come in, which still haven't came in. So I wasn't able to go for Christmas. And last minute I had we had a date set up, and after our last appointment she changed the date, which changed everything that I had set up as far as transportation to get down there to get him.
All right, what do you mean she changed something, sir? Again, the dates are pretty specific, so
Yes, sir. So to allow me more time for me to see him, I guess, or whatnot, the date was changed, and she told me that I could get him for the 21st after our last court date. After we got out of court, she texted me back and told me that she just wanted to go with the court order and that I could pick him up on the 28th of December.
All right. And you said you still haven't gotten that license plate yet?
No, sir. I'm actually on top of it. Right, I've been on top of it this morning.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Any other questions, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Welch. Do you have any other witnesses you wish to call at this time, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Foley, I'm going to let you call your first witness at this time, since and who would you like to call, sir?
I would like to call Corby Orr.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try to move her over. Hopefully this will work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, it might take a couple of seconds, so we'll give it a minute or two. Okay, she is now in the room. It did work this time. Hey, way to go, Sue. All right, then. Ms. Orr is now in the main courtroom, and Ms. Orr, you have previously been sworn, and Mr. Foley, you now are allowed to ask questions of the witness, and Ms. Brown, you're allowed to cross-examine once Mr. Foley is completed and Mr. Welch is completed. So at this time, but Mr. Foley, again, I know you're not a lawyer, so again, I want you to ask the question out loud first, and I'll see whether or not it's pertinent or relevant or something that can be answered. And sir, you're not allowed to lead the witness. You have to ask the question that they'll elicit the answer. You can't say along the lines as like to say, did you see me playing with my son on at least 4 different occasions? You can't say something like that. That's leading. That's your own witness. You can't do it. You have to ask specific questions. Say, how you ever seen our relationship? How often do you see? What do you see us do? You got to go ahead and go through all the questions to get there. Understood?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much, then, Mr. Foley. And you may, and Ms. Orr, would you state your full name for the record, please, ma'am?
Sure. Corby Elizabeth Orr,
And ma'am, what county do you live in?
Prince George's County, which is in Hyattsville, Maryland.
Okay. I kind of know where that is. I got family in Richmond and DC and in Baltimore. So yeah, I've been around Prince George's County. Yes. I
Nice.
say
Send us a
we don't Prince
wonderful.
George's. I was gonna say we don't have Prince George's County in Texas. I don't think so.
No, I'm a Houstonian. I just moved here about 9 years ago.
Okay then. Well, sorry that we sent y'all all that bad weather this weekend. So
I
good luck with
know.
that. Good
Thank
luck with
you.
that. But anyway,
Stay warm.
you may proceed this time, Mr. Foley. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning, Miss Corby.
Good morning.
My first question I would like to ask you is, how long have you been staying out of Houston, Texas?
9 years.
And how often do you travel to Houston, Texas?
Too often. On an average, about 10 times a year.
Okay. Uh, I would also like to ask you, in those visits that you come to Houston, how often have you seen Atlas with his father?
And those visits, in what years? All of his life or
All of
what
his
is
life.
it? Every time with his father. Initially at birth, like as a baby, his mom and father, but every other time was with his father.
Okay. Thank you. Would you say that Atlas was in good care?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, was Do you know of anyone else that took care of Atlas in those times that you seen him with his father?
Do I know of anyone else? Like, no, I didn't see anyone else. Like I took care of him or played with him, but I don't know what happened after I left. No.
Okay. Do you know who actually the person? What I'm actually trying to say is, who is his primary caretaker?
You
When
were.
okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. And real quick, Ms. Orr, what is your relationship to the parties here today?
Brian is my first cousin, but we were raised as siblings by our grandmother.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Welch, your witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Brown, your witness.
You can call my sister, Tiara Brown.
No, I'm talking about, do you have any questions of Ms.
Questions
Orr?
for me.
You said that I don't know, I wasn't prepared for her to give her questions, but you said that Brian was the primary, I guess the primary parent. How many times have you seen Atlas over the time of you coming to Houston?
You mean in years or like every time I've come, how many visits?
I guess in years, how many times have you seen Atlas?
You can just
I
give
would
her
have to give an estimate.
a general estimate.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
guess an
Yeah, I'll have
estimate.
to give an
Yes.
estimate. I'm roughly saying about 6 times a year.
Okay.
Since
Okay. And you're saying every time you have came that it was just Brian, correct?
initially, I believe you lived there, so I saw you both at my
Right.
mom's house. I would see you, Brian, and the baby.
Okay.
But in the recent years or the last few times I've seen Atlas, it was with his father and my interactions with
Okay.
him. And
Okay.
I want to say he was maybe 2 or 3. I'm not sure. He was little.
Okay. That's it. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
All right, ma'am, have you seen the child anytime in the last 2 years?
I've not, only on social media.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Welch, any questions, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Foley, anything on redirect, sir?
No, sir.
All right, ma'am, Ms. Orr, be excused. Mr. Foley.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. Floyd, your excuse as a witness at this time. If you want to remain in the courtroom, you can. If you want to leave, that's left up to you, ma'am. This time, if you choose to remain, you will not be called back as a witness. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Foley, who's next, please?
Latricia Orr.
Latricia Danielle Orr,
All right, and ma'am, which county do you live in and state?
Fort Bend County, Houston, Texas.
All right, thank you very much. You may proceed with the witness, Mr. Foley. Thank you.
How you doing, Miss Orr?
Yes, hi.
I want to start by asking you, in the time that Atlas has been living, who have you known him to live with and be taken care of by?
Alice has always lived with his father, Brian Foley, and been taken care of by him. Brian and I sometimes assist by watching him when Brian has doctor's appointments or errands. I will keep Atlas.
All right, and ma'am, again, for the record, what's your relationship to Mr. Foley?
I'm his cousin, but we were raised as siblings,
Okay,
first cousins.
all right, thank you. You may proceed. Ms. Foley, you may proceed with your next question.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to give myself to articulate how I want to say it. Sorry, I apologize.
That's okay. You gotta understand.
Miss Orr, my next question is, have in the time that Atlas has been away, have you seen Miss Brown?
No, I have not.
Have you seen her on social media?
Okay, sir, again, that's not an appropriate question, sir. Again, social media is the hearsay.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
I have not.
Testify
I
to
have
anything
not
she-
seen her in
Ma'am,
person.
stop. She can testify to anything that she's an eyewitness to.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't put anything on social media. With AI these days, I can have me saying "Kumbaya" with the president. Okay, but that's just the way things are. But again, you got to ask things that she's actually an eyewitness to, and that's on some type of social media. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay. When was the last time you've seen Atlas?
Maybe about a month and a half ago. I think he briefly had a football game or something. He came to visit and he stayed for like a day or two. But before that, I hadn't seen him in like over 9-10 months.
Okay. No further question.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Brown, do you have any questions of the witness?
You stated that Brian has been the full-time parent the whole time, and he was not with me. Is that correct?
At least 2 to 3 years. At least, yes.
At least 2 to 3 years that he has been with
Brian,
his father
yes.
consistently?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive. You would come to visit, but he's been living with Brian for the weekend. I don't know if you were in school or what. You would come to visit, but he's lives with Brian.
Okay. And in that time that you say you would have him, or that he was staying with Brian, was Brian taking him to doctor's appointments?
I'm not sure
Was
of
Brian
that.
taking him
Okay,
to
ma'am. One question
dentist
at a time. One
appointments?
question at a time, ma'am. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of that.
Okay. And was he enrolled in any daycare or school during that time of those 2-3 years?
No, when he had turned 3, I was trying to assist him in getting him in Head Start because they had it at my job. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if that's the time when you came back and got him, or he was trying to get the shot record, but no, he had not enrolled. We were in the process though.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Welch.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Foley, anything on redirect, sir?
No, sir.
All right, may this witness be excused then? Mr. Foley.
Yes, sir. LaMonica Love.
Okay, that's the next witness. May Ms. Orr be excused? I'm getting ready to see if it's okay for Ms. Orr to leave, correct?
Yes, sir. I'm
All
sorry.
right. That's okay. All right, thank you very much, Ms. Orr, for taking time out of your day to come in and testify before this court. You're free to go at this time, ma'am, if you wish, or if you want to remain in the courtroom, you can, but you're no longer a witness, so there you won't be asking any further questions. And who's your next witness, sir?
LaMonica Love.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right. Again, you see, it takes a little while sometimes, but I'm moving Ms. Love in now. Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Love. This morning I don't really have too many questions for you. I would just like you to speak briefly on what you have seen between the parenting situation between me and Miss Brown. And
Okay, sir. I mean, you'll need to be a little bit more specific. We're going to need some time frames involved. That way, you can narrow it down.
yes, sir.
We're talking about this year, last year, 2 or 3 years ago, that sort of thing. And again, it needs to be very specific. She can't testify in a narrative. It's got to be specific answers to
Yes,
specific
sir.
questions. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I would like you to speak on who have you seen parenting Atlas majority of his life?
In my opinion, the person that I have seen parenting Atlas has been Mr. Foley. When Atlas was born, he did come to stay with Mr. Foley. Um, I know that at one point in time, he did go back with Miss Brown, and she stated that she wanted him to come back with Mr. Foley. From that point on, for about 2 years, he was with Mr. Foley for most of his toddler years.
All right, next question, Mr. Foley.
That's all, sir.
All right. The child is currently is either 5 now or going to be 5 now. When's the last time you've seen the child with Mr. Foley?
The last time I saw him with Mr. Foley was when he came down for a visit a couple of months ago. Um, he was permanently with Mr. Foley, and when Miss Brown came to get him, I believe about a year ago, he did not come back. But I do believe that they have some type of visitation in schedule now, and he was with him maybe about 3 months ago, I believe was the last time I saw them together.
All right, ma'am, and I meant to ask you, what's your relationship to Mr. Foley?
I'm his cousin.
Okay, thank you. I may have already asked that, but I just want to make sure. All right, then, thank you very much. Ms. Brown, do you have any questions of this witness?
Yes, you said Atlas was born, well, Atlas was with his dad when he was born. Was Atlas born in Houston or was he born in St. Louis? And how long was he born in Houston or was he born in St. Louis?
He was born in St. Louis, but I believe that he came down to Houston, and in between him, maybe being between St. Louis and Killeen, but during most of the time of his, I would say that he has spent 75% of his time in Houston in the years that he's been alive.
Okay, so you said he came down to Houston. In that time that he came down to Houston, was me and Mr. Foley in a relationship? Was I not living with them?
I think so, but I think that was, if he has been in Houston for 75% of the time period, I would say that I observed you here maybe 15% of that time.
Right. So most of the 15% was because you don't really come around, or was it because, what was the reason of that 15%? Because I've met you maybe 3 to 4 times in that time span of me being in a relationship
Okay,
with
ma'am,
Mr. Foley.
you're giving testimony and not asking the question, ma'am. Okay, so I'm sorry. What's your question of Miss Love at this time, ma'am?
And okay, so in that time frame of you saying that he has been with Mr. Foley 70% of that time frame, was it in the time frame that Mr. Foley kept him away from me for 5 months?
So I guess, Your Honor, and I don't know if I answer this question or seek clarification on if there's anything that has been submitted to the record. From my understanding, the time period that you were in Houston was about 5 to 6 months. That would have been from the entire time that I believe that Atlas was in Houston, which would constitute 3.5 to 4 years. So I would say that I have observed him pretty much on a monthly basis. I also co-parent our 5-year-old cousin whose mother is deceased, and Atlas came over almost once a month during that time period when I had her at my home. So during the time periods where I picked Atlas up or he came over to my home to play with his cousin, I never observed you in the household. And I've had temporary custody of her for 1.5 years.
Right, correct. I was not in the household because during that time
Okay,
I
ma'am,
was
ma'am,
not
ma'am,
staying in
ma'am, ma'am,
Houston.
ma'am, stop,
So
Miss
I was
Brown,
going back to my question.
ma'am, stop. Again, you can lead the witness, but you cannot testify, ma'am. You're telling your side of the story while you're trying to get elicit testimony from the other person. Again, you're not allowed to do that. I gotta hold you to the same standard as if you were a lawyer. What's your next question? And Miss Love, don't answer the question until I say it's okay. Thank you. What's your next question, ma'am?
So as I stated, in that time of that 5 months that Mr.
Okay,
Foley
ma'am.
kept him away.
You're giving me a narrative. I need a
Okay,
question.
well, Your Honor, I don't have any more questions then.
Okay, well,
Yes.
I know it's hard. You're not a trained attorney. You know, it took 6 years of graduate school and undergraduate school and 3 years of law school, and I still didn't know enough. All right, I understand, ma'am. But again, these are the rules I got to go with. So, yeah, thank
Yes,
you very
sir.
much. All right,
I don't have any more questions.
Mr. Welch, any questions of Ms. Love at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Foley, may Ms. Love be excused.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Love. You're free to go. Be careful out there and try to, hopefully your weather is better than ours. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Foley, I think that was your last witness, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So at this time, sir, I'll go ahead and allow Ms. Brown to call her witnesses. At this point, Ms. Brown, who would you like to bring out first? Ms. Brown?
My sister, Tiara Brown.
All right, thank you very much.
Over the first 3 years of Atlas' life, who was he with?
Ms. Brown, if you know the answer, ma'am, you're allowed to answer that full question. Who was the child living with, to the best of your knowledge, in the first 3 years of his life?
So from what I can remember, the first 2 years, the parents were together. He was living with both of his parents. After that, they were kind of sharing. I know that Lanisha, she went to school. So a lot of the times as she was trying to get herself together for her career, she depended on the father to help out with him. So he had him, quite a bit while she was going to school.
All right, thank you very much. What's your next question, Ms. Brown?
Honestly, I really don't. I wasn't prepared to ask my witnesses any question.
Yes, ma'am. Again, ma'am, I get it. This is not something lay people do well at all. Believe me, you and Mr. Foley have done better than 90% of everybody that tries to do this. Anyway, I do have a couple of questions. Ms. Brown, you're down in Williamson County, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right then, and obviously you have the same last name. If on the record, what's your relationship to Miss Lanisha Brown?
She's my
Lanisha Brown.
sister.
She is your sister. And how long have you lived down in Williamson County?
I just moved to Williamson County June of last year. I've been in Bell County for the last 10 years.
All right then. And so how often do you get to see Miss Brown and your nephew?
I got to get to see them very often, as my sister did live with me for a long period of time. When, my nephew was very young, I kept him a lot.
Okay.
While she would work and things like that while she was living with me. I also, opened my home to both, at one point to both mother and father, to help them get on their feet. It didn't, the father never came, but it was an option, just, as support.
Okay.
I tried mediating between the two as well, to try to help with them. But as of right now, I see my nephew often.
Now,
He's
real
with
quick
me.
then, based on your interactions with the mother and your nephew, have you ever seen anything that gives you concern about the way either parent is raising this child at this point?
Um, no, I mean, no, I don't have any concerns that, he's in any harm.
Okay, all right. And
Not with, yeah.
and how many children do you have?
I have three.
All right, yeah. So I got three cousins here. Okay, got it. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Brown, court's got the data I was looking for. Any other questions of this witness?
No.
All right, thank you very much. May Ms. Tiara Brown be excused. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. Mr. Welch, any questions of the witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brian Foley, do you have any questions of Ms. Brown at this time?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's your first question, sir?
Ms. Brown, how many times have you known Mr. Foley to have to come to Colleen to get your nephew due to situations she was facing, Mrs. Brown was facing?
Okay, again, sir, that's yeah, I'm not sure how good a question that is. But let's break it in half, ma'am. Do you know how many occasions that Mr. Foley has been down to Colleen, to the Bell County area to pick up the child or to visit the child since the mom has lived here?
No, no, no,
Um,
no, no. That's not the question, Your Honor. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
what's your question then, sir?
My question is, in the time that she's known him, the time that she's spoken on, that she says her sister had him, how many times or how often has his father had to come and get him due to situations that Mrs. Brown was dealing with?
All right, ma'am,
um,
are you
I,
aware of any occasions where the father had to come pick up the child due to some circumstances that the mother was going through?
there's only one time that I can account because I was involved during that time. And he actually had to come and get him from me. But that was just a situation where he was picking up his son, and he came and
Yeah,
got him
when
from
was
my
that,
my
ma'am?
home.
When was that?
Um, I want to say it's been more than 2 years.
Okay. All right. Next question, Mr. Foley.
How often do your kids watch Atlas?
How often? My kids, meaning my adult children, yes, watches Atlas if he is out of school for some reason and my sister has to work. But more than likely he's with myself.
All right. Next question, Mr. Foley.
I'm trying to figure out how to, because once again, I'm not a lawyer, but as far as the adult kids,
How old? You want to know how old they are? Or?
no, 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 ma'am. I'm trying to. So your only adult kid has watched Atlas.
Yes, she's now 19, so 17, 18, 19 years old, yes.
All right. How old are your kids, ma'am?
I have a 10-year-old son, I have a 16-year-old daughter, and I have a 19-year-old daughter.
All right, thank you.
And how long have they been watching? How long have they been watching Atlas in his life?
Anytime that she needs a babysitter. I
So
mean, I
basically,
haven't counted
so
like
basically, since he was born, they've been available to watch him.
um always available, but they have not been left to watch him because 90% of the time I'm available to keep my nephew.
So is it safe to say at one point Atlas was being watched by minors?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right. Anything on redirect, Ms. Brown?
I'm
No,
sorry.
sir.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to Al Brown. Sorry, I should have said that. All right. May Miss Tiara Brown be excused at this time, Ms. Brown.
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Brown. Sorry to the delay this morning, and thank you for coming in and testifying. You're free to go at this time, ma'am, or to hang around if you wish, but you're no longer a witness. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Lanisha Brown, is there any, I think we got one other person left this time. Is that correct?
Yes. Your Honor, can I say something before you bring my mom in? I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared to ask any questions. Like you said, I'm not a lawyer at all. I don't want to say the wrong questions. So if there is questions that you have for my mom, yeah,
All right,
I
well,
don't have
I'll
the
let you come
questions. I
out and
was not prepared for that.
all right, ma'am, okay, I'm sorry, ma'am, understood. You don't have to ask any questions of the witness if you wish. I'll allow Mr. Foley the opportunity to ask the witness questions. I will again ask her a couple of questions just to clarify who she is. And at that point, if you can figure out a question you want, then you can do that. But at this time, I'm gonna go ahead and bring her in, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am. Ma'am, your daughter's having a little trouble with the concept of witnesses and how to do things properly. Again, both she and Mr. Foley are obviously not lawyers. They don't do this for a living. And so at this time, she says she's very limited on anything she wishes to ask at this point. So at this time, you're still a witness as far as the record's concerned. The state and Mr. Foley will have the opportunity to ask you questions, and I will want to ask you a couple of questions also. But this time, ma'am, you're still an oath because I swore you in already. So at this time, ma'am, please let the court know what your full name is and the current city and county you live in. Thank you.
My name is LaWanda Fellows. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, thank you very much. And ma'am, what is your relationship to Miss Lanisha Brown?
I'm Lanisha Brown's mother.
All right, man. When's the last time you've actually had a chance to see your grandson, the subject of this case, alive?
The last time I saw Atlas, oh God, I'm not good at dates. I would say the month of, oh Jesus. I believe it was July of last year, July or August. I'm not good with dates and months and no.
All right. And under the circumstances, they came to visit you, or did you come to Texas?
The last scene of Atlas, they came to, oh, Jesus, they came to St. Louis.
Okay, thank you. All right, and you have not seen him or the mother okay, have you seen Miss Brown in the last since July of last year on any other occasions, ma'am, live?
Possibly a visit.
Okay.
I'm not good at dates. Oh my God, I wasn't prepared for dates or anything, but
All right, real quick,
yeah,
ma'am, did you come down for the holidays, either Thanksgiving or Christmas, to Texas this year?
no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no, I
all
did
right.
not.
Yeah, I'll try to let you do that. And are you familiar with the mother or the father's residences here in Texas? Either one of them, are you familiar where they live and the circumstances?
Father should be in Houston and Lanisha should be in Killeen, Texas.
All right, but have you ever visited either of their current homes?
I haven't visited Lanisha in Killeen, but I have visited Mr. Foley in Houston at the time of them dating. I did.
All right, so that's been years ago, correct?
Years ago, yes.
All right, thank you.
Maybe 3 years ago.
All right, then. So at this point, the only information that you're an eyewitness to, or eyewitness information you have about the child, is from this past summer, correct?
That is true. Actually, it's just according to the past of them setting up everything for us trying to have the courts involved. The situation of me last visiting, Atlas was withheld from us being able to see him when he was at that time with Dad.
Okay. All right, then, ma'am. Again, we'll ask you to. I'll allow the state will know how to do it. I'll allow Mr. Foley to ask you questions, and he has the opportunity to ask leading questions. But again, ma'am, the only questions you can answer are the ones that that you're an eyewitness to, or
Okay.
or that the parties directly told you that you can recall. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. This time, Mr. Foley, do you have any what questions do you have of the witness?
Yes. Miss Lawanda,
Yes.
before your grandson was back with your daughter, who would you usually call to speak with him?
I, I would call you, or just as well as your mother.
And you say the last time you visited Houston was
Approximately 3 years ago. Yes. Atlas is 5, so Atlas was possibly about two and a half.
and when you seen him, that was in Houston. And before that, was that exactly where Atlas was living?
You know, I'm not going to say that's where he was living. I would say he resided with you for, I'm trying to refrain from saying some things that I'm not asked, but
Okay, ma'am, you're going again. Mr. Foley, what's your question, please? Give me that question again.
Uh, I mean, she basically answered the question. So that was basically all I need. That's all I needed.
Judge, can I ask a question?
Just a moment, ma'am. Just a moment.
Yes, sir.
All right, then. All right. So, Mr. Foley, no further questions of the witness?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Welsh.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Brown, what's your question?
Mrs. Fellows, during the time that Atlas was with his dad or resided with his dad during that time frame, I was in school, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. And during the times that Atlas had to go down with his dad was because I was working, and correct? And in that time frame,
Your Honor,
neither one.
if she could, if Miss Fellows could verbally announce yes or no.
Ma'am, are you aware of your daughter's circumstances surrounding her job and the need that she was speaking of in that question, ma'am?
Yes, I do. Yes. She
Okay.
was in school. She was in school and working. Yes, she was.
All right. Thank you. Next question, Ms. Brown.
Yes, during the time that I was in school and working, I reached out to you stating that me and dad could not afford daycare, correct?
That is true.
Okay. So during that time of us not being able to afford daycare, he had to go with dad, correct?
That's true.
Okay. No further questions.
Yes,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, Mr. Foley, any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Welch.
No, Your Honor.
All right, may this witness be excused, Ms. Brown?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. Ms. Fellows, you're free to go if you wish, or you can hang around if you wish, but you're no longer considered a witness. So if you want to hang around in the courtroom, the virtual courtroom, you can, or you're free to leave, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So at this time, again, I know the answer. Does anyone have any other witnesses to call at this point? And I'll start with Mr. Foley, then go to Ms. Brown, and then to the state. Mr. Foley, any other witnesses you wish to call, sir?
No, sir.
Ms. Brown?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor.
All right, folks, I'm going to listen to closing statements or closing arguments at this time, and I'll start with the state, then I'll go work my way back around, and then I'll go to Ms. Brown, and then to Mr. Foley. Thank you. So at this time, I'll ask for your closing statements and arguments, Mr. Welch. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the state is asking for a final order here. State is asking the court to keep the fine that was in the temporary order that Mr. Foley is the father of Atlas, the child in this case. State is asking the court to resolve the custody dispute and also establish whether or not there'll be a geographic dispute or geographic restriction. Like I said earlier, Your Honor, you currently have Miss Lanisha Brown as joint managed conservator primary with right to establish where the child lives in Bell or any contiguous county until final hearing. So you're asking the court to decide whether or not to keep the app closed, the electronic communication 6 p.m. Central Time every Sunday, that he does not already have possession of the child for up to 30 minutes. The physical visitation as well. We currently have a standard possession order with exchanges at the party's residence or at the mother's residence. As the court to resolve court costs, state does understand that Mr. Foley is a veteran. And then as for the health and dental insurance, the state is asking the court to keep the CHAMP VA that has been ordered for zero costs through Mr. Foley for health and dental. Both parties are fine with that. And I have myself have seen proof that he is applied through there for the child. As for the support, Your Honor, if you keep Miss Lanisha Brown as a custodial parent, I would ask to keep the current child support that you ordered in the temporary order of $1,144.32 the same, and that began November 1st, 2025. Because, Your Honor, those exhibits that we just got admitted, the VA disability letter and the 4 pay stubs, they all current child support based off of those would be only a bit larger, a bit more than that temporary support. I'm talking $41 approximately, Your Honor. So state is confident that that temporary current child support is good. If you do make Mr. Foley the custodial parent and order support against Miss Lanisha Brown, I would ask the court to set it at least at $456 per month. And we can start that February 1st, 2026. That's based off of the $21.50 per hour, 28 hours per week numbers. I understand, I think she said she could work up to 40. I also have a number for 40 hours per week, and that would be $635 per month.
Is that 40 hours at a current salary, or is that 40 hours with the difference being the minimum wage presumption?
Nah, it's same salary, Your Honor, same $21.50.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I'd ask the court to at least keep it at the at least set it at the $456. The 28 hours a week, $21.50. But Your Honor, if you want to go up to the $635, based off of 40 hours per week, $21.50 per hour, I'm not going to object. Or if you want to do something in the middle, that's fine as well. So understands that neither Miss Lanisha Brown, nor the state are asking for retroactive child support or any other retros. So I asked the court to just deny that. State understands that neither party is asking for non-disclosure, and the temporary order didn't do non-disclosure either. So I asked the court to just keep that. And that's it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Welch. All right, Ms. Brown.
Yes, sir.
Any closing argument you want to make, ma'am, above and beyond? Or again, I know you want custody. You're requesting you heard what the state was requesting about the geo restrictions. Again, no matter who I give custody to, I'm gonna do the geo restriction to the central time zone of the state of Texas, but I'm not going to do any geo restrictions outside that. So, because everybody lives so far apart at this point. So at this
Yes, sir.
time, other than that, what else are you requesting the court to do here today?
Nothing else.
All right, then, All right, this time, Mr. Foley.
Yes, sir.
Other than that, we already know about the custody visitation, child support. What else are you asking the court to do here today, sir?
I'm asking the court to look over the emails of evidence that I sent in towards this whole court case today in my fight for custody.
All right, here's the deal, sir. You may have sent in emails, but they have been authenticated and they have not been proved to be what's anything that's above hearsay. Again, ma'am, here's the deal, sir. I know you're not a lawyer, but the court cannot review evidence that has not been properly placed in evidence, and you had to show that that's somewhere that there's an exception to the hearsay rule that I should let that evidence in, and that's all written evidence is considered hearsay, sir. So again, I don't have a copy of that. You sent it in to my assistant.
Yes,
it's still sitting there and emailed, and you didn't mention it earlier, so I don't have it. It has not been admitted in evidence, sir.
yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So what else, sir?
Nothing more, sir.
All right, everyone. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back over my timeline on this one. Again, I was going to try to do that this morning when I came in, but again, thanks to Mr. Icy Ice out there, that was problematic. So what I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to take this one under advisement, and I'm going to reset. Let's see. We got a general docket tomorrow, special setting docket tomorrow, Mr. Welch.
General docket, Your Honor.
All right, folks. At the end of the docket call tomorrow on the general docket, I'll let the state send y'all a notice of what that Zoom code is. But by then I'll be able to go over the entire timeline like I wanted to and look at the information, and I'll make a ruling at that time. In fact, what I'm going to do, folks, where it won't have to be on the general docket, I'm going to go ahead and move the day Zoom code to 10:15 tomorrow. By then I'll be through with the morning docket, and I will make a ruling at that time on your case. All right. So again, I want to go over some more. I want to go over all this information. I want to look at the paperwork again, and I'll make a final ruling on this matter at 10:15 tomorrow morning, and that will take care of it. I hate to draw it out on you folks like that, but I try to always get things as right as possible. So I want to double check a couple of things that came up in testimony, and I will go ahead and make my ruling at that time. So at this time, Ms. Brown, do you have any questions?
I can't, like, this is kind of like last minute, like I work.
Okay, ma'am, you don't have to be there. The state, neither you or Mr. Foley have to be at my ruling, okay? It's just something I have to put it on the record what my ruling is, all right?
Okay.
All right, so you don't have to appear at that time. And Mr. Foley, if you want to be there, that's fine.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, so again, 10:15, same Zoom code. And anything else, Mr. Welch?
No, Your Honor. I think, well, y'all already have the Zoom code, and it's tomorrow. So
yeah, so I'm just going to move this one from 10:15, and then, like I say, when we get through with the call in the docket, I'll come over on this one and make my ruling. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Again, I don't like to call you folks any anxiety, but I heard a couple of things today that I want to double check, And like I say, I will be ready to make that ruling tomorrow at 10:15. Everybody's free to go, and we're off the record. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. Miss Fellow, or not Miss Fellows, Miss Lanisha Brown, Mr. Brian Foley. In case y'all aren't there tomorrow, I'm going to write up the order because there has to be a written order from this. Based off what judge's rules. We'd give you all a chance to sign. Hopefully you two sign it. If one of you doesn't, we'll have a hearing and an order later on. I think we got your emails good. I know we got a good email for you, Mr. Foley.
Yes, sir.
Miss Brown, I got a good one. Well, I got at least your phone number, so if the email doesn't work, I'll just call you.